Welcome to Pass the
Run the
Podcast,
intro.
everybody. My name is That Dutch Geek, one of your lovely hosts.
And I'm Sir Duke 33, your other lovely, equally lovely, incomparably handsome host.
YouTube will love to know that this is the second time we record this intro because Duke forgot to record his
Yeah.
mic. I have to mention it, you know.
Yeah, we clap for chat, guys.
We
Don't
clap
worry
for
about
chat. It's great.
it. That's my fault. So yeah,
Yeah.
if you are watching this on YouTube, I didn't record my microphone in Audacity for the audio, so I kind of
You
messed
really
that up.
didn't. You really didn't.
But we fixed it now, and we're here, and we're feeling good.
See, now that we're fucking with shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna fuck with something real quick. Just hold.
Oh, here we go.
It won't fuck with audio stuff, but
No.
hey, there we go. I was a little zoomed out because I moved my monitor a little back so that my mic isn't in an eye level with my monitor. There we go.
Oh,
Better,
right.
better.
Okay.
Better.
So, it's Friday.
It's
It's podcast day.
Yes, sir.
How's
all
your
the
week
way.
been, gamer?
My week has been, I've been sleeping like shit for like the past week. I don't manage to get more than 4 hours a night. I don't know why.
That's like the So-Cola method.
I haven't had the need to drink Monster Energy for weeks. But today I was at the shop and I was like, bro, I need me a pick-me-up. So I bought a can or two and I was like, yo, I need to survive this day because it's Friday. Obviously, I ain't going to bed at midnight. I'm going to be staying up with the boys playing WoW or whatever the fuck, probably.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter you put out like, today is a big oof or something
Yeah,
like that.
just because I woke up, dude, and I was like, man, fuck. Because it's like the 5th day that I've just not been able to sleep properly, and it sucks. And I feel it, you know? You know when you get so, like, this might be weird, but when I get super tired, like, my eyes sting and they're like dry or whatever, but my mouth gets super dry when I'm tired, and it's just all day
That's weird.
I've just been, you know? It sucks.
When I don't know. So, past couple days, got a big Chinese food order,
Do you eat from the bowl?
and real salty, real fatty. Those are the days when you eat a kebab or you know take out whatever and you wake
Dude,
up
I haven't had a
and your
kebab in so
mouth
long.
is like, you know,
Yeah.
and you have to chug a bunch of water because you're just super dehydrated. But no, I don't. When I'm tired, I definitely my eyes
Yeah, I don't know. I get like cotton mouth when I'm tired.
get messed
and
up.
I don't know why.
I don't get a dry mouth.
I
Yeah,
do.
That's weird.
It sucks. Other than that, though, my week has been pretty good. Been playing a variety of different games. Playing WoW, obviously. Playing some Apex. Boy. Started playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla off stream, and today I was like, I don't really got anything to do this afternoon. Might as well stream it while I play. So I did. It's a good time.
Nice.
And still doing the YouTube stuff, still doing World of Warcraft lore breakdowns, and people seem to like them a lot, so I'm going to keep doing them. And the video that I posted last night is doing extremely well compared to
This
the
is the
rest
video
of them.
about Nathanos Blightcaller.
Yeah, the Nathanos
sort of
Blightcaller
with the-
video.
with this pre-patch event that's happening.
Yeah, so just give you guys a little peek behind the scenes, I guess, about my YouTube stats, right? The average for my videos is they get anywhere between 10 to 20 views in the first 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
This video got 34 views in
Nice.
the first 24 hours. So that's almost double.
Yeah.
Pretty much double what they average.
Above and beyond.
The average watch time is about 3 minutes. This video is 3.5 minutes, so the
Yeah, I was
average
gonna
watch
say
time
it's
is
like
high.
340, 330.
What is this stat?
It's definitely a short and sweet one.
There's also a stat that is like viewer retention, and that is up by 7.7%. Like, this video is doing extremely well. It has more likes than any of my other WoW videos, barring like 2 of them. Like, it is doing really well compared to my other ones. And I guess it's also because I jumped on the relevancy train, obviously, with what's going on in the pre-patch and the Thanos. I figured,
Yeah.
yo, I gotta make a video now, because now, you know, people are gonna be searching YouTube for like, ooh,
Yeah.
Nathanos Tyrande cutscene, Nathanos this, Nathanos that. I'm like, I'm gonna hop on that, and I did, and it's paying off, and I'm pogging. Rob, sub
guess
to the
there
YouTube.
must
Shout out
be-
to Rob, our boy Rob Dog. Big up.
Our boy Rob Dog. Big up the homie.
Yeah, that video is doing extremely well compared to the other ones, and it's a vibe.
I guess there must be an audience on YouTube for small creators, the same as there is on Twitch. It's just it never seems that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
I've never been one of those people. On Twitch, it's really, I guess it's different on Twitch because when you interact with a small streamer live, you can have a conversation with them, and that is similar on YouTube, but not quite as gratifying, I guess. Whereas like
glasses on.
If you leave a comment on a small YouTuber's video, they might reply to it, but it's not the same as like basically chatting with a small streamer live on stream. But yeah, I guess people must be like looking it up and searching by new or searching by.
Yeah, I think I can check how people. Hold on, I mean, it's interesting thing you just mentioned. I think I can see like how people are directed to my videos. So let me fuck it, dude. Now that we're doing.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's do a deep dive into the Law Video YouTube analytics.
YouTube Studio.
See, the plan now is that you blow up through Warcraft Law videos.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then when I stream with you, I also blow up through exposure. Easy peasy.
So, and normally my like overall watch time for a video is about an hour. Like, all the views times the amount of minutes they watched comes out to about an hour. This one, 2 hours. So that's double already.
For a 3-minute video, average watch time 3 minutes. That's what, 40 people for 2 hours?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, 22.9% of the people that watched or clicked this video, I should say, searched keywords that were or tags that were in my video tags and came up and they were like, oh, click. 22.9% through external sources. So I'm assuming that's like when I tweet it out or when I put it in Discord.
Yeah, people you link it to. Yeah.
17.1% opened it from my own YouTube channel page.
Okay.
14.3% got it auto-played when they were watching another video and it just auto-played mine.
That's crazy.
So that's pretty
crazy.
That's pretty interesting. And 20% unknown, where like people are clicking on my shit somewhere and that's direct, but it's not like an actual thing.
Does it not mention like people who click on it through their sub box?
No, it doesn't.
That must be unknown then.
Maybe.
Which is weird because you'd think they would have the data on that, but like for example on my YouTube account, it came up in my recommended on my sub box.
27.6% of the people that watch this video aren't subscribed. Grr.
Wow, guys.
Hit that sub button, guys. Come on.
Shaking
dude.
my fucking head, bro.
That's
I mean, to be fair, if it came on through autoplay, I'm sure there's a fair few people who are like asleep or some shit.
Yeah, true, I guess. Yeah.
Now they're dreaming about, what was his name?
Nathanos Blightcaller.
No.
Nathanos Maris.
Maris, yeah, right.
Maris, yeah. Yeah, but like this video is doing extremely well, and obviously it's because it's relevant for the people that play WoW. Like Nathanos is very relevant right now.
Right.
So yeah, it's cool. I'm pogging. I'm straight pogging, dude.
Yeah, and speaking of YouTube, and obviously YouTube things that we want to do well. Pass the Salt Podcast now has its new YouTube channel, and if you're watching over there, pog you.
Exclamation mark PTS. If you're watching on the Pass the Salt YouTube, follow us on Twitch. We both stream pretty much every single day, like barring like one day a week that we get like. But typically,
usually you need
5 to 6 streams a week, typically at least.
From both of us.
Yeah, each.
Pause champ. But yeah, so this week for me, YouTube stuff aside, has been pretty much the same. I mean, rather than playing AC Valhalla, I've basically been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh yeah.
Which is a revisit for me.
Fucking funny.
I love it, man. It's a revisit for me. It's not the first time I've played it, but definitely like I just know like how fucking fun and entertaining it is to play.
Dude,
like I had to give it another look.
I was just watching you earlier today, and it was just so fucking funny to me when you were getting beat up by that guard in the training, and he just hits you with a "I'm quite hungry."
Oh my god! I hit him with that. Oh, I'm quite hungry. He's like partway through talking. He's like, "When you guard, I'm quite hungry." Like, Henry. Focus.
Oh,
I love
dude.
that game. There's so much charm to it. Like, on top of the, like, almost kind of jankiness, the charm, there is still a very good game, right?
Yeah.
In terms of, like, the combat. Like, everything in it has just this hint of, like, fun jankiness, but everything is good. Like, the story is pretty good. The characters are pretty good, even if the voice acting is a little funny, questionable at times. You know, the combat is good. The world is great. I mean, it's just cool. It's supposed to be this kind of realistic.
It's like Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah, it's Bohemia, so I think it's like it's Holy Roman Empire, so it's like Europe, Central Europe.
Yeah, Central Europe. Yeah.
And it's just a fucking great time,
Like,
man.
you know,
It's supposed to be realistic, feudal.
The Hungary, Czech, like that those countries, right?
It's definitely
Czech Republic,
I think,
whatever.
yeah, definitely Czech. Or I guess would it have been Czechoslovakia at the time? Probably not. I don't even know.
Probably something else entirely. But
yeah.
what is now known
Austria,
as the Czech Republic,
Austria, Hungary, Poland, yeah, Czech. Because Prague is obviously a very central part of it. It's funny because you play, well, it's majority in English, obviously. People will spit out some like Czech or like Slavic swears, which is funny.
Kurva.
Yeah, they hit you with a kurva, and then sometimes they just hit you with a cunt. Like you never know what you're gonna get. But you're so used to like this setting being like England, and all of the characters, like Henry is like, and his dad, well, like Henry's family, everything. Everyone's got English voice actors for the most part. There are a couple that have American voices and stuff. I guess they were just kind of getting whoever they could get to voice act. But it's quite funny because it's like I'm so used to this setting being either England or just complete fantasy that it's very strange when you have this protagonist who's like, what? Where the fuck am I? Like this sort of English lad, but you're in like Probizwowitz and like we must there's like Sir Radzig Kobyla and all this stuff. Like obviously the characters are all inspired by this sort of Austro-Hungarian or Holy Roman Empire people. It's really odd, but it's so much fun. I love the game. I love the setting. I've definitely probably 2 years ago or whatever when I first played it. We talked about it a lot on the podcast because I enjoyed it so fucking much, and I remember that your first experience of it was pretty bad.
Yeah, so, like bad enough for me to just not bother revisiting ever again. Really.
Yeah.
It was just it had that like
great.
You know, it was a Kickstarter backed game. It's super indie, so I got it on release, and I just encountered like every bug in the book I encountered and quests that I couldn't complete, which hampered my progression in the storyline, forcing me to basically restart the entire game because there wasn't a fix yet, and I was like, nah, fuck this, bro, I'm out. And I haven't revisited since, and it looks fun like, when you play it, but right now I'm just like, ugh.
My first time playing was probably like a year after yours.
Yeah.
If maybe a little less than that, but yeah, I think the first time I played it, I had a great time. I had a couple saves. I had upwards of 60 hours in the game when I started replaying it this month. But I'm having a great time with it, and I'm going to be playing it some more. But yeah, other than that, let me think. So, WoW, obviously. Apex, new season, obviously. It's been it's been a ride getting into WoW again. Obviously, we've had already a couple of podcasts where we talked about WoW. But, you know, I think every week we sort of do something new that I've never done before in WoW. Yeah. Where I'm like, oh, wow, this is why people play the game.
Oh, wow, this is why people play WoW.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, Apex is tempestuous as ever, like turbulent. It has its ups and it has its downs. And right now we're just trying to focus on having fun, I think, the last couple of times we played. And with good results. But outside of that, and outside of Twitch, yeah, it's been a decent week. I had a couple weird nights of sleep. Had some weird dreams, some weird sleep paralysis shit going on that just kind of threw me. But other than that, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, overall, I can't complain. You know, I kind of miss doing YouTube stuff. I did like 1 or 2 videos. I guess I did a few highlight videos, and I did the montage and stuff, and I was really happy with how they went. But it's hard. It's because I'm not good. I don't really have a streamlined process yet to kind of get videos together quickly. It was hard for me to get into a routine that I felt was like, I don't know, something I could keep up, especially when, so like the first video that I put out was that montage, and
which was a banger, by the way.
Which, yeah, I'm super proud of that
squash
video.
banana, dude.
I'm super proud of that video. It's my channel trailer on Twitch, and I can't wait to get DMCA'd for it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, we gotta talk about that as well, huh?
Yeah, we do. So, yeah, I'm super proud of that video, but it took a lot of time and it took a lot of effort that I very rarely have. You know, it's like one of those things you wake up and you're like, I want to do this, and you have all this motivation to do it and all this drive, and you just get it done, right? After that, I was doing like just kind of highlights, like stream highlights for Apex, especially, because I thought we had some really good Apex streams in that sort of era of time.
Yeah, for sure.
But it all sort of dropped off. I started with trying to do like Hyperscape stuff, but that never really went anywhere. And now, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck. I don't really feel, I'm not super compelled to get back into the YouTube bubble. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I found a niche that I really enjoy watching.
Yeah.
That there's definitely, there's people out there that do the same thing, right? There's another Dutch guy, funnily enough. He's called Nobbel. Nobbel87, I think, his YouTube channel is. He's got like 600k subs or some shit. And he does WoW lore breakdowns as well. And I've watched a couple of his. He goes, like, obviously it's his job, so he has more time to dedicate to it, and he gets guaranteed beta access from anything Blizzard puts out because he's a big boy. So he has a lot more information to go. Like, his Shadowlands videos are 3 times as long as mine because he has way more information that he had access to that I didn't. So
yeah.
But yeah, like that, like, and now that my channel is definitely for the most part WoW based, with Shadowlands coming up and shit, I just wanted my YouTube to reflect what I do on Twitch, but in a different way. Not just stream highlights, not just compilations, but actually like WoW content that is unique to YouTube. And when we had Para on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and he did Dark Souls lore videos, and when he was talking about it, and he was like, yeah, I wrote a script for my Dark Souls, and I was like, I can do that for WoW. So I decided to give it a whirl, and the reception on YouTube has been pretty fucking good. So I kept going.
Obviously you've picked a great time to do it. We're right on the cusp of expansion.
I'm in a kind of a rhythm with it now, where new video goes up every 2 days. Basically, so today, right? Like yesterday, a new video went up. So tonight, before I go to bed, I make sure that I have the scripts written, and I record the voiceover, because at nighttime I can record that, because when at daytime shit happening upstairs, and fucks up. So that tomorrow, on the day that I'm supposed to upload it, I wake up, get coffee, edit the video, get it ready, and then once it's ready, I, do other stuff. So that's kind of my Responde, fila de puta. Okay, dude. Hold up. Yo. I'm 12 and I love K-pop. Oh, you beat me to it. God.
Yeah, I got him.
Cringe. My mouse hovered over the ban button and it said unban, and I was like, nunny.
The magic of live streaming.
Great. Sorry about that.
But
YouTube?
Yeah, that's something that I definitely like. I envy it a little bit. It's because you've got now. You put out something like I wasn't about to put out a montage every week,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas,
and plus for montages, you need to take time to farm clips and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You need good shit. Exactly.
Like the biggest Apex montage channels, like if they're lucky, shit out a montage every 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's all gameplay that they do and not just farmed from other channels. If it's people like Exit, I watch Exodus a lot. He does like funny meme edits of Apex and shit.
Right.
He's lucky if he shits out like 5 videos a season about Apex.
Yeah.
Because
Because you got to get that good.
Yeah, like he needs to get the clips and shit.
Yeah.
Which is why he started streaming on Twitch, because 5 videos on YouTube a month or in 3 months isn't gonna fucking cut it.
It's not gonna pay the bills. What you do, obviously, like you just said, you've got a routine. You write the script, you make sure you've got everything ready, you record it, and then you get it together and edit it the next day. Like you can do that pretty rhythmically. You've got plenty to draw from in terms of subjects you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Whether you take recommendations in the comments or you just like, okay, this has happened, this is what I'm going to talk about. For example, like with the pre-patch event in WoW, where Nathanos' story reaches a little bit of a climax. It's a probably a good time to write about Nathanos and make a video about him.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's got it's a nice sort of rhythm, a routine that you can just repeat like over and over. Whereas editing a montage video of any kind is one thing. And obviously I did start making another one for Hyperscape, but didn't have quite the same motivation, didn't have quite the same like love for it as the Apex one. And so I'm not gonna make epic montage content. I'm, platinum player at best, so I don't have the most insane epic clips or anything like that. I don't know.
Pay an e-pal to farm clips for you, bro.
Yeah, God, Jesus Christ. So it wasn't gonna be montages. Highlight videos, like stream highlight videos, are okay, but they don't have the same sort of soul as something like the WoW lore videos or that montage. Like you're not. I definitely wasn't as in love with putting out like a stream highlight video of us playing Apex versus this montage that I was super proud of and I thought was really enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I don't know. It's something that like and as far as video editing goes, I'm super inexperienced, and the only way to get better is by doing it. I just don't know what I would want to do if I was to try and step back into the sort of YouTube field. I'm definitely happy with where I'm at on Twitch. Like, I think the content that I make is good for Twitch. I think it's been a good journey so far. I just haven't really found a thing on YouTube that I'd love to do. But
I mean, it took me 4 years to find a niche.
Yeah, right.
All it took was WoW Shadowlands to come out, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, that's surprising to me because obviously WoW, at least in your life, has been a mainstay.
Yeah, but this is the first time that we have a guild. We have a lot of people.
We have something like really worth committing to. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. This is the first time I play WoW, and the boys are all playing too. And even there's going to be a time where you all kind of move on from WoW when Shadowlands reaches its end, or you take a break from WoW until the next big patch comes out, and I'll have to keep going because I dedicated myself to this shit.
And you'll still have plenty to write about.
Exactly.
Videos about.
But like for now, at least for the next year, essentially, we're all probably gonna be playing WoW because new expansion, new raids are gonna be coming out, dungeons. So for the next year, my content is pretty much good to go, with the occasional sprinkle of Apex in the mix. Which, knowing that I know exactly what I'm gonna be doing for a longer amount of time, definitely helps motivating me. Like, oh, cool. So this is what I'm gonna be doing for like the next year, minimum. Let's do it right then. If this is what I'm gonna be doing, let's do it right. So this is with with the YouTube and possibly getting a little bit of a rebrand at some point to make my channel reflect a little more that I do WoW stuff.
A little more WoWcrafty.
Yeah, a little just not necessarily just with Warcraft, but like fantasy, because we also do I mean, we do D&D here now, but we're not forever gonna do D&D here.
Yeah, we won't be. Yeah.
But I also play Baldur's Gate, which is also like fits in that same vein. Just something, an overlay and a theme to the channel that yells, "This guy is a nerd and plays fantasy games."
Right.
Fantasy RPGs.
You also you play Dark Souls. At least you get the Drunk Souls shit going on with the community goals every so often.
I need to schedule the next one because that goal got finished, but I still need to schedule it.
I'm in the same boat. We finished the community goal to watch Alien. And we're going to be doing that next week on Saturday. But yeah, I think
Poggers.
there's a few things right now that I'm definitely very excited for, and I know you're probably tired of hearing it. So chat, anyone that isn't aware, Dutch is the dungeon master for our D&D campaign.
Hello.
We play Dungeon Select, it's called, named after the streaming community that we both helped found.
Level Select.
So season 2, campaign 2, with all the bells and whistles that we've talked about so far, is such an exciting prospect to me, right?
Yeah.
On top of the fact that I've made this new character that I really, really like, and I'm really excited to play. That I don't want to talk too much about in case anyone from Dungeon Select is listening and gets spoilers. I'm very excited to play this new character. I love the concept for how the world is going to be, like what the sort of plan is, at least for the early parts of the campaign, right? And obviously, if you need any help with ideas, like I'm teaming with ideas, honestly. So maybe we could get into that at some point.
Like the only thing is, dude, is like you're so hyped already.
Yeah.
But like realistically, if campaign 2 is like another half a year away, that's a pretty realistic prospect, because we got to finish campaign 1 first.
I'm gonna say 3 months, but
because we got to finish
that's
campaign 1 first.
Yeah.
Which is not quite finished, right?
Yeah, 5 more sessions maybe.
Sure.
I'll run us into a TPK at some point.
And then I'm gonna need my time to fucking create a world and stuff again. You know what I mean?
But I'll be there, dude. I'll be in the backseat.
It's definitely gonna be like
hitting you with that. Are we there yet?
4 months away minimum.
I think we can do better than that.
I don't think so. Can't rush art, baby.
But anyway, aside from the fact that I'm excited about character, aside from the fact that I'm excited about the setting and where the story might go,
yeah,
we already have plans that, like, I think is a really, really good idea. I think it's gonna work. Just setting up like separate YouTube channel, separate Twitch channel. Oh, we have separate YouTube channel, separate Twitch channel, the subreddit, social media, everything like that, to be sort of a whole media conglomerate of Dungeon Select.
Yeah, just have it be its own entity.
Campaign. Exactly.
On Twitch channel, on Twitter, so that it's way more marketable.
Yeah.
It'll reach more people, because instead of it being our personal Twitters, that also has a lot of other junk that we tweet. All the tweets on that page will be made regarding D&D.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Like, it's just a lot more marketable, because campaign 2, I've been saying for a while now that I want to step it up, and I want it to be as professional as possible from a behind the scenes point of view. Obviously, when we're playing and you guys are being idiots and we all laugh because haha, penis joke, of course, but that's funny, that's content, right? But like from a behind the scenes point of view, the management, I guess, in a way, I want it to be as streamlined and as professional as possible, so that potential, like, the growth can be there and people can notice us a little easier. And fuck, God forbid we actually get some companies interested in doing something with us, like fucking people that make dice or fucking shit like that, right? So I'm excited for that. A lot of ideas when it comes to that. We made a subreddit as well, which we're already using a little bit to kind of test the waters, but that is there, and we're going to be doing a lot more with that coming campaign 2. A lot of good shit when it comes to D&D. Obviously, we have the climax of this campaign to look forward to first, and then after that, just a lot of good shit coming to D&D.
The other thing is that, like, with what's remaining of this campaign, it kind of gives us time to prepare. I mean, Laura was kind of the new. It seemed like news to her when we were like, yeah, we're gonna have separate Twitch channel, all that sort of stuff. But it gives us time to promote it. I mean, I guess the gap between the end of this campaign and the start of the next one is going to be a really good time to promote it.
Yeah, for sure.
In a big way, because I feel like there's a lot of people who will be out of the loop on the current campaign. We're 80 plus episodes in now.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a really
85,
exciting
86?
prospect for some people if we can just say, on this day, we don't know how the format's going to be, but it would be cool to be able to say to people, on this day, episode 1 of a new campaign will be live streamed and it will be uploaded here, and etc. because I think people will want to be along for that ride.
Yeah, and just be consistent with it, like every Sunday, same time, and actually like because right now we cancel a lot because well,
here's what I will say: Sundays that we miss, if we miss, we do a rerun, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of the last week.
Yeah, for sure.
We've got to be consistent.
I mean, we can roll
that.
reruns throughout the week as well. Like Critical Role does that shit where they're like they live stream it every Thursday. Obviously, Critical Role has a plethora of other content now as well besides just
I was
the
going to
D&D
say
show.
exactly that. Yeah.
But they do a live show on Thursday, immediately rerun it after the stream ends for audiences in different time zones. They rerun it a couple times throughout the week, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
We definitely want to schedule reruns and shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And reruns is so easy to do. Like, you could start a rerun, and then just, I don't know, you could stream something else on your channel. Like, I'm sure you wouldn't, but
no, I'll like if we do reruns, if we say like reruns are at a set date and time every week, I want to see if we can get a couple of us in chat just to see if people are watching that are new and chatting, so we can kind of do that and shit.
And
I'm also thinking that maybe
different times
art that Daft's making for us, we might have to, like, when he finishes that, might wait for campaign 2 until we start using that.
I was honestly thinking the same thing because we talked about it yesterday.
The campaign 2 look of Dungeon Select instead of swapping art style 10 episodes before we're done, and then all of a sudden, that's weird. So I might just keep that in a folder locked away until the campaign's over, and there we go. And obviously, what's going to be cool as well is that people are planning to do like one-shots and shit, right? So that we still have D&D content. So while, like, what I'm thinking is a good idea is that while I'm preparing, in the run-up to Dungeon Select Campaign 2, we already stream those one-shots and stuff on the new channel, so that we can already build a little bit of a following there, and while just like having a big banner under the stream that's like, this date, this time, Dungeon Select Campaign 2.
And obviously it means that we have time for people who are currently invested to move over,
make the move,
so they can to kind of transition into like. So I mean, whenever probably we could get that channel set up on Twitch, just so we can start directing people there. Probably, I don't even know. Obviously, we don't know when this campaign's going to end or anything. One last thing: are we going to be doing session zeros?
Yeah, we are.
What are we? Off stream.
Yes. Okay. Session 0 is just going to be for the party. Mm-hmm. The way I'm thinking of doing it is I'm pretty much going the Critical Role approach. I take, because there's 6 of you, I take a duo at a time. So there's going to be 3 session zeros to make sure that there's never an odd one out in the party. There's always someone that knows one of the party members a little better than the rest, so they kind of can lean on each other, especially in the early sessions when it comes to roleplay and comfortable and blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily to have them, we've known each other for years. They've already had a little bit of time to bond before they got thrown into this group of 6. So I'll basically, when I have all the characters and the backstories, I'll basically be like, okay, these are the 6 characters.
Which ones work best together?
Which ones work best together, link them up that way. And we'll be doing them off stream. They're not going to be 4-hour sessions, obviously. They're just going to be a couple, 2 hours-ish. You'll be level 1 there, and then at the end of the session 0, you level up to level 2, and you'll be level 2 at the start of the campaign, just so that you can do a little more, and not everything will one-shot you, which would be nice.
I mean, okay.
And
I mean, I think that's normal, right?
That's the approach. Like, I've learned so much, because when I started doing Dungeon Select, I had barely any DM experience. So, like, there's a reason y'all are so fucking overpowered now. It's because I gave you way too powerful shit way too early on.
Yeah.
I've learned from those mistakes. So next campaign is going to be a lot better from a just from a playing point of view as well. Whereas, like, you're not going to be able to, You know how hard it is to kill one of you motherfuckers now?
Yeah, when we have...
It's fucking hard.
And especially when we've got, like, diamonds on deck.
Yeah.
Revivify on deck. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like even just trying to get one of you to go unconscious is a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Which
got two,
it's not
two
that I'm like
healers and
out,
three
it's not that I'm
barbarians,
like out there to kill you or anything, but
No.
you know,
want it to be a
it's
challenge,
hard to
of
make
course.
combat intense because of how
Yeah.
powerful you are.
Yeah. I agree. As a player,
you know?
I completely agree.
So a lot of that is going to be way better in the next campaign because I've learned a lot, and I think we all as players have also come a long way.
Yeah. What I'm hoping for in the next campaign, for me personally, we have the benefit of it's a campaign that's incredibly driven by RP as much as it is by combat, right?
Yeah.
So it's like what I'm hoping for in the next campaign is kind of just a little bit more like chemistry and more sort of active sort of role play, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Session 0 will help with that for the reason that we end up with characters that are already somehow intertwined in whatever way.
Mm-hmm.
But I would just love, because right now like,
and I'm also really
in
gonna
the majority
fucking hammer on people making fucking notes.
Yes.
Because the amount of times people forget shit, and I'm like, you could have written that down, motherfucker. It's not hard.
I'm definitely gonna be. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go all in and get like.
Because the thing is, right, like,
there
obviously I can tell you guys, oh, make a history check, and if you roll high enough, I'll recite it for you.
Yeah.
But it's so much cooler for me as a DM, but also for people in the audience, right, that are watching and seeing players go through their notes and be like, oh, we met this guy 20 sessions ago. Like, just those revelations. We don't have that because there are people that do make notes, but even though, like, I feel like the note making and stuff can be a little better, just so that it improves. It improves the
people,
gameplay.
like
and
the
that.
campaign right now is everyone's kind of just like running on the now of like, okay, what's happening in this session, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, who I'm definitely in that boat, it's because I joined the campaign, like quite a way in. Another thing that I would say is that for campaign 2, I'm hoping for probably a slower leveling.
Yeah, the reason I'm leveling a little faster now is because the end is coming, and I want to.
Yeah, because we're approaching to the end.
Yeah.
Obviously, 14 is a big level for most things, but what I would say is, just in general, like level 4 is a good one, right, for most classes, 3 or 4.
Level 3 is when you pick your subclass. That's a huge one.
Right.
Level 4 is when you get your first feat.
So
that's pretty pog as well. Like level 4 is with your first feat or stat change.
Yeah, so it's like
huge.
Other than because there's so much you can do.
But like the leveling is going to slow down a little bit. Like early on, you'll level up a little quicker, but obviously later on, because the whole point of milestone leveling isn't that I have to count XP and reward you guys. It's for like, okay, it'll basically be like every time you complete a story arc, here's a level up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of the way.
Which makes sense. I mean, that's what milestone leveling is for.
Unless like something super hyper mega poggers crazy happens. You know, you win a fight against a dude that you were not meant to fucking beat. I'm like, okay,
right.
Well, they deserve this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's very much leveling. It's going to be narrative driven, because instead of leveling you up because, oh, we beat a lot of things to death.
Yeah.
It's just like your experiences, you know, builds your character. So if the first story arc is help some fucking king clear out a mine of gnolls that have been terrorizing his city or whatever, you'll level up after that, because that's like the first adventure that y'all went on. Okay, here's a level up. And obviously, as you get more powerful, the story arcs will get longer and more intense, which will automatically slow down the leveling anyway.
Yeah.
Because you can take more, therefore I can throw more at you. Therefore, you know, at level 2, catch a story arc lasts like 5 sessions, whereas at level 10, catch you guys going into the Underdark for 4 months and not level up until you're out of there. You know what I mean? So,
which again makes sense. I mean, because you when you've grown that much, you need more to grow than you did when you were a wee bab. It takes a lot more time to master those skills that are, require a lot more attention and time. And something that I really love about fantasy games in general, as well as with D&D, is those like the really early basic like kill goblins or kill giant rats or kill giant spiders in the sewers. I love those scenarios. I love those quests because they're always like they're always some kind of cliche, but it's like there's a fondness for that. There's a fondness for like this is the start of an adventurer's journey to becoming something ridiculous, like everyone starts in the same place. You're killing goblins or you're killing spiders or you're killing rats, and like it's a little bit of a challenge. And when you're in the context of a character, it's like the assumption is up until this point, you've kind of led a normal life.
Yeah.
And your first steps into being a hero is like clearing out the tavern basement because they've got a bit of a rodent problem. And then from there it's like, the barkeep told me about you. You helped him with this. Could you help me with this? And then it like goes up and up and up.
Yeah,
and
and that's the thing that I really
steps.
look forward to, especially because you're the only one that I really went into a little detail about, like the starting of the next campaign and shit and what the world's gonna be like. And especially in that setting, without going into detail.
Yeah, without spoiling
spoilers. But especially with that setting, when there is just this whole place ripe for the picking, if you will, you're really going to be just a group of heroes for hire, essentially. They're just traveling around.
Because there's going to be a lot of shit that needs doing.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shit that needs doing. Like, and I really, you play in The Witcher, right? You get into a town and there's a fucking bounty board with 5 different quests that are like, oh, there's a fucking spirit to me well. Oh, there's a fucking... It's going to be like that. You're going to just go around from town to town and helping people out because everyone is on the same playing field, essentially, because everyone is like, we don't know what this land has in store for us. Like, what the fuck is that? And it's also a really cool way for me to get a chance to throw some really niche, unused, maybe some homebrew creatures at you that none of you have seen before. I was just going to say
that. I think the potential for homebrew on another level is really apparent in a campaign 2 where no one knows what's going on and there's potentially...
Because obviously there's some of you that...
Things at work there that
like
no one's ever encountered.
Or Ethan or Craig that have played and know a lot about D&D and D&D creatures.
Exactly.
So I want to be able to surprise them as well. I throw a monster at them and they're like, what?
Yeah.
If they... If like, whenever I throw something at them and they're like, well, I don't know what the fuck this is, that's a win for me.
Mission accomplished.
I see that as a victory.
Because I wouldn't say metagaming is an issue. More of just like, if you know something about a monster, you know it. You can't forget it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Even if your character doesn't know it, it would be kind of foolish to try and play the reverse and be like, oh, my character doesn't know anything, so it's going to do something that is, even if they had to make an assumption, clearly the wrong thing to do, right? So if you know, and you can't really help that. So
exactly.
Although, I mean, session by session, you can kind of pick and choose.
Right? I have a book or like a PDF.
Yeah.
That converted like every creature in the Witcher bestiary into D&D stat blocks, and I'm like, yo.
It's definitely going to be good to see shit like that drawn
and
on.
Shit, dude. It's gonna be fucking pog. It's gonna be sick.
And any kind of story tied into it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just hoping, like, I'm very excited to be a part of a campaign from ground level again, because that's
and not leave 20 sessions in.
Yeah, because that stuff is so... It's important for character development, and it's important for building the story. And
yeah, that's also a thing that I've kind of like look at now. I'm like, this campaign had a really rough start. A lot of characters got swapped out. People left the cast. People came back from leaving the cast. And that kind of made it really hard from a writing point of view.
To keep it cohesive.
Yeah, to keep it cohesive.
Yeah.
So, like, what I'm definitely going to be trying to do, and I'm going to implore everyone, is that you're gonna get a character, and you're gonna be stuck with it for a little while unless, say, you die.
Well, yeah, there's one more thing that Session Zero has
I mean?
helped with, right? Is you get a session to kind of feel out your character, and I imagine you would be willing if, say, someone plays a session like Session Zero and they're like, I'm not in love with this character, can we maybe try something else? Like,
Yeah, sure.
we're going to be doing it long enough beforehand that people are going to be able to sort of take that chance.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it is
absolutely.
important that, like, and this comes from the role-playing perspective as well, because in a lot of sessions lately, although because high charisma, outgoing, like, it's natural that Gen sort of takes the initiative and the lead in a lot of sort of decision making and discussions for the party. It does end up feeling like I'm kind of a lot of the time just kind of having to lead the role play, and I hope that that isn't always the case for campaign 2, and that's why I'm thinking, like, it's important for people to really enjoy their characters and make their characters something that they enjoy sort of taking on and embodying for the sake of that role play.
Because, like, right now, the only two people that have the same character since the beginning are Bell and Koiba.
Yeah.
And I guess Ethan, but Ethan jumped in the campaign. He was early enough for it to be cohesive.
Yeah.
And Aberan has had some really cool fucking story arc shit. But, like,
I think
from
the three
day
of them
one,
have.
from day
They've had
one,
some really interesting, like, story stuff.
yeah, for sure. And it is just so cool to see, like, how much Nakul has grown as a character, how much Octanus has grown. Octanus, I think, character-wise, has shown the most growth out of all the characters, just in a role-play perspective. And we're never gonna get that with Gen because he jumped in so late. We're never gonna get that with Trim because Trim hopped in halfway through the campaign. We're not gonna get that
Gen's
with
seen
Morwen
development,
because,
but
you know
more
what I mean?
from my own personal perspective.
Yeah. Like, there's gonna be development. There's gonna be development, but never on the level.
Yeah,
like
it's
Nakul
not.
and
I mean, we
Octanus
just don't have
and
the time,
Aberan,
simply
because
right?
they've had
2
years essentially to work on that, whereas you guys only have half a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's definitely
And,
something regarding the Dungeon Slayer campaign too. Is like the session zeros
Obviously,
are there.
changing characters isn't out of the question.
No,
if a
no,
character
no,
dies,
but,
obviously,
like, if a
cast
character
member
dies,
will come back
yeah.
with a new character.
But
and we'll find a way to make
I'm
it
just
work.
gonna implore that once you lock in your character, essentially, like, okay, you're sure this is what you're gonna play.
Yeah.
Don't. Like, you're gonna be stuck with it for a little while unless they die or they find their happy ending.
Yeah.
Like, no on the go, oh, I had a disagreement with one of the group members, I'm gonna go home and cry now, I'm gonna bring in a new character. Like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Not just from a writing point of view, because it's a bitch to write, but also, who the fuck enjoys watching a campaign where characters just on the fly, like, get swapped out? No
Yeah.
one. You know what I
Right.
mean?
But yeah, I think
so yeah.
I think that just from obviously from an audience perspective, right? A fresh start that more people can be invested in from the beginning
Yeah, absolutely.
is obviously an exciting prospect. From a player perspective, a fresh start that everyone can be invested in from the beginning is an exciting prospect. And from a writing perspective, a fresh start with much more experience under your belt of writing and DMing has got to be an exciting perspective. So it is.
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
Is easily,
like, I am super hyped, but, like,
yeah,
I don't want to be too hyped because
because you don't want to rush what's going on now. Yeah,
Campaign 1 ain't over yet, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to rush that for the sake of Campaign 2, because the way I see it right now is that Campaign 1 will, like, be another 2 to 3 months before it's over.
yeah,
In my head, depending on how fast or slow you guys go. Because you still have to go to all the places in the kingdom. You have to prepare for this actual fight, and once you take on the actual fight, there's still Orcus to deal with, because he's not going to let that slide.
yeah.
So you're going to have to, make a little trip to the Abyss, because he's not on the material plane. He's banished. You're going to have to go take the fight to him in the Abyss, and that's going to be a little thing. So there's definitely more, like, there's definitely a lot more shit to come. But knowing that once that's done, Campaign 2 is going to be just a fresh start after playing the same campaign for 2+ years. From a streaming perspective, going to be done so much more professionally. It's exciting, and I'm super hyped for it. But yeah, but I don't want to rush what's going on now, because this is equally exciting, and this is equally fucking dope. You know what I mean?
If there was a point, I can't remember what we were doing, but Oh, it might have been. It was when the staff, when the homie wanted his staff, and we voted on it, and I was like, dude, the way that I vote could literally get us TPK'd, and we could just go next. But that would have been dumb.
If the party TPKs, campaign 2 is going to look a lot different.
Right?
Because
Good to know. I'll write that down.
You know? Like, if the bad guys win, the world in campaign 2 is going to suddenly be a lot less friendly.
A lot less poggers.
So...
But
now, that was a winnable fight.
Not without losses.
Moment.
No way was that fight winnable without
but not
losses.
without losses. No, like there's definitely, and you know, resurrections are a thing, sure, but it was winnable. But at least one of you would have gotten the dick and potentially not returned. But yeah.
But anyway, it turns out this is the D&D podcast, guys.
Here we are.
Speaking of, one more thing that I'm excited about in the coming of season 2 is doing a regular Talks Machina style dungeon discourse.
Yeah, me too.
I think whether it's just literally this, like when it's just basically you and me, but on a different channel, or whether we can get more cast members.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's like because it's going to be new, and I know I'm super. Everyone knows I'm very excited for it, and I'm gonna try and just jump into it, fucking balls deep from day one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have notes.
And I think what I want to do is like, because we're gonna do it on a new channel, I think having other content besides a D&D show there is good. So a dungeon discourse is good, and like I want to commit to making that a regular thing. And if people don't ask us questions, players.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like because I'm gonna be committed.
I want to make that a 1 hour
notes.
a week thing where we just talk about the last session and reflect and how things could have gone, or this or that or whatever.
Yeah, and if I'm going to be taking regular notes, I'll have stuff then in Dungeon Discourse to refer to. So I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. I mean, and obviously there's always other things we can do on that channel besides just a podcast and a campaign.
No, but it's really it's a good place to start off with, right? Like,
exactly. Boom. Yeah.
And if that channel grows, you know, fill it with more content down the line.
You always sort of riffed on the idea of a Baldur's Gate levels, Dungeons like Baldur's Gate campaign. Like that could easily become a reality on that channel, for example.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, like just the whole thing, because it's...
if Baldur's Gate does the same thing Divinity Original Sin 2 did, and make a Game Master, make a DM mode, we're going to be doing that on there. We're going to be doing that there for sure, just to check it out and make that a little series. So like I create a world for you guys, and you guys, like 4 of you, just jump in and fucking do shit.
Okay, so...
It'd be cool as fuck.
While we're on it, Tailspire is projected for early 2021. Now, did you get beta access?
Hold on, because I did back that shit.
You backed it, yeah.
Yeah, but then I kept getting emails like, "Oh, delay," and I just kind of stopped paying attention to the emails because I was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just see."
Because they're just like, I just checked their Twitter. For anyone who doesn't know, so there's a software. It was on Kickstarter called Tailspire. It's a 3D map making software for D&D, and it looks really fucking fun and cool. So you basically get 3D model minis of props, environments, all that good shit that you can make maps with in the software, and it looks really good. Yeah, and so I don't think, and I'm sure you'll agree, I don't think that it's something that we're going to be using definitively for a D&D campaign, but it definitely seems like something that would be fun to mess around with every so often. All the emails I have are just,
update week 30, 43, 44, update week, like it's... And if I go to the fucking website or whatever, or the backer kits, right? Oh, I do have beta access now. Smile.
Okay.
But
it's definitely limited.
Yeah, let me see. Like, it's cool, but I don't know. Like, I'm definitely gonna have to fiddle with it and see if it would be something that we could use for Dungeon Select, first of all. And if not, it's just a really cool fucking thing to have, regardless. Like,
Exactly.
But yeah.
And you know, maybe Tailspire, if you're out there, if you're listening, do a little bit of promotion. Who knows?
Ooh.
Do one shot sponsored by Tailspire using their software, some shit like that. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just because it's so. It's not just a fresh campaign anymore. It's like it's a whole thing. And so it's very easy to just be
like,
so excited.
The good thing
about
is that even though it's a whole thing in a new place that no one of you or as anyone has ever seen, because I'm gonna just.
Well, I'm not just talking about the campaign. I'm talking about like new channel, new.
Yeah,
just a new take, a new lease on
just
life.
Just new beginnings.
New straight up.
That new. Maybe fuck. Maybe I'll actually, get the wiki going and actually every week after we do shit, update that and like make that my mission.
Don't kill yourself.
No, but like, I can kind of we can spread the load when it comes to that shit, right? Like that's easy enough. Like.
I just, in my opinion,
because I want
like,
the wiki to show it from the player's perspective anyway, so that way nothing gets spoiled for shit that you guys haven't seen yet. So if anything, if you kind of spread the load and say like everyone does a little bit for the wikia and I'll like also do stuff here and there for the wikia, that way it's super easy. It shouldn't.
Yeah.
And because we do it in bite-sized pieces, like one session at a time, it shouldn't be too much of a hassle.
I just think that, like, as of all the things that we are going to be doing, that's probably one of the least important.
Yeah, absolutely. But definitely, like making it into a podcast form, spreading it out on different places where people listen to D&D podcasts is high up in my list.
Yeah.
The new Twitch channel, the new Twitter, and keeping that active is high up there in the priority list. Subreddits. Pushing that out as much as possible is also pretty up there in the priority list, and then once that all got its thing going on, that's when we'll look at other shit.
And hoping that when it comes to actually playing it, like you said, we don't have as many like missing weeks or people missing or like anything like that. Just making it like fucking important, Because
yeah, exactly. Like I want everyone to be in the same mood or spirit that I am. It's like. We all want to take this project and lift it sky high. Yeah. It's going to require us all to take it very seriously.
Yeah.
Which I think
because at the end of the day, especially when it's a separate channel and all that good shit.
Like, if that blows up, that could change all of our lives, first of all. So we should all be equally motivated. Yeah. But regardless, it's like, if one of the... What's that thing? If one of the cog wheels in the machine breaks, the entire machine breaks down, right?
Well, the point that I was going to make is that if it's going to be on a separate channel, people are going to be exclusively subscribing, essentially paying for that content, right? For specifically D&D, specifically for Dungeon Selects, and I think that at that point it's important for us all to be more committed than ever. To so
if two people have to sit out a session, we're still gonna be playing.
Either,
for instance,
say if they have to sit out for whatever reason, we try get them to call in.
Oh fuck!
Like if it's at all possible, like we can try get them to call in from wherever. But yeah, it's definitely like
just from all of us, including myself, just take it a little more seriously than we have been.
Which sounds so lame to say about D&D, but like for real, I'm excited to. I definitely am. I'm really excited to because it's something. I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited for the whole thing. I can't wait.
Yeah, me too. Gonna have to wait. But it's gonna be fucking pog. I think you missed like one. No, because I think the only times that you weren't there, Koiba, were weeks that we had to cancel anyway because other people were also not gonna make it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, but I think, like, I'm not saying no one takes it seriously, but I'm just saying that if we all chip in and just do that little bit extra effort, we have a very beautiful thing that we all create together. You know what I mean? And as much as I would like this to be able to carry it all and take all the load off of your backs and just let me carry the burdens, that's not how that's going to work. We're all going to have to...
I'm sworn to carry your burdens.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're all going to have to pitch in, you know what I mean? So even though I do a lot of behind-the-scenes shit when it comes to writing and preparing sessions, like, whenever like I need people, if we do end up doing dungeon discourse, I just need 2 people every week to have some discourse with and shit like that. Or making sure that the Twitter is active. I'm not going to be the only, like, we're all going to have access to the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be the only one tweeting from that shit. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Just we all kind of chip in and fucking, like, it's a group project, so we should all be doing stuff.
And that, with that said as well, I'm definitely going to have character art for this next campaign. Like, I'm not missing out on that. I'm not super sad because obviously, again, I came into the campaign a little late, and it's also a character that would be very strange to try and have art for. Like, it.
I just imagine like a changeling's grey face and then like the 4 faces of your alts like, kind of floating around it. That'd be sick, dude.
And how? Sick. So I'm essentially paying for 4 fucking faces of artwork, right? That's not easy.
You want to play the changeling, bro?
So, for the next campaign, I'm not playing a change. I'm playing a fucking human, bro. Playing a
human stick figure
variant.
New race stick figure.
Oh, you remember Lozan's art was just a stick figure with a bow? That was that was the golden age. Yeah, so it's gonna be a human. I'm also excited for my character. I think my character's dope. I think it's gonna be super cool to play. How many times am I going to say I'm excited for blank talking about motherfucking Dungeons and Dragons, huh? The other thing is that as someone who's not...
At least 4 more months.
Who's not super intimately familiar with the game, like, there is a lot of stuff that to me will be new. Even straight out of the player's handbook or the monster manual, it's always going to be a new adventure, right? I don't have stat blocks memorized. I'm not going to know when we're against human cultist that his AC is 11 and he has 4d8 HP or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but not all going to be so colder.
Yeah, right. So it's like, it's always going to be new for me, and I'm very excited to just to play some more D&D and explore a new world.
That was sick, bro. Nice beatbox, dude. Play.
Shut the fuck. I'm cutting it out. I'm cutting it out of the audio, and you'll look like an idiot.
Yeah, no, but D&D is dope, and campaign 1 is running has run its course and is coming to an end soon. TM, as soon as it can be in D&D, because 1 session a week. If we say 10 more sessions, that'll be 2.5 months from now.
Yeah.
But
well,
new guests as well. I want guests in that campaign to be people that we haven't seen yet. So we're not gonna get James back. We're not gonna get, we're gonna get some fresh faces.
Sure.
Loki, I think Opti will have been our last guest for campaign 1.
Right.
Opti might come back as Bohm for a few more sessions when you guys are actually going to do the big fight.
Right.
But yeah, I think Opti will have been the last new face.
Let's just get Brian fucking Deckert something.
Yo, the android sent by Cyberlife.
Yeah, let's just get him on.
Yeah, let's get him on, dude. Let's go.
Let's get him on as a guest in campaign 2.
Hit us up. Let's just get fucking Liam O'Brien on, bro. Fuck it, why not?
Honestly, like, it's Corona time. Like, what's he doing right now? I'm sure he can come on.
It's not like you voice acting work is something you can do from home. Like, he's not doing anything right now.
Oh, but I guess maybe they are now, but they weren't doing Critical Role for the longest time.
Yeah,
because they didn't want to go in. But yeah, so new channel.
I sent them a DM, Cresser, and I got ignored.
New campaign, new channel, new characters, new start, and the same music.
It's like a WoW expansion, bro. It's like new continent, Northrend.
Right.
And it's like,
yeah, right.
Like, it's gonna be that vibe. It's like new continent. Blank.
We've reached out to several publishers and stuff, game developers, got the rights to play their music for the campaign. So who all do we have now?
We
Divinity
have
and Baldur's Gate, maybe.
We have Obsidian Entertainment's Pillars of Eternity, both 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We have The Witcher 3, courtesy of CD Projekt Red.
So good.
We have newly added Divinity Original Sin 2. And once Baldur's Gate releases a soundtrack, once they release a soundtrack, like officially available for purchase and shit, I need to hit them up again and be like,
music. The Baldur's Gate music is very good.
yeah. Then I have to hit them up again and be like, yo, Baldur's Gate music, and that's when they'll be like, yeah.
Down by the river.
So right now our roster is Divinity Original Sin 2, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, The Witcher 3.
Not Divinity Original Sin 1, or is there just like not music for that on Spotify?
No.
So yeah, Dungeon Select has the rights to those music, but
I'm definitely gonna try and find some more. Like, I want Bethesda, I want Skyrim music.
Yeah.
I want Bethesda music.
Well, I'm hoping to segue here because we're talking about music rights.
Oh boy, here we go.
And although our campaign 2, our D&D campaign in general has the rights to play some licensed music on stream.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of streamers don't, and
Yes, sir.
boy, have they been feeling it
All the way.
all the fucking way. So yeah, moving on from D&D, a lot of you may have heard that DMCA on Twitch has very rapidly ramped up to a crisis. Probably, you could probably say it's a crisis because
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because in Twitch's own words, they went from roughly 50 DMCA issues, reports, whatever, a year to
over
thousands
1,000
a week.
Yep.
In May of this year. And it's insane. And obviously,
dude,
with everything,
okay.
you're like, it's not going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. But now 2 people that I know,
that are very small channels, that
don't stream
once in
often,
the blue moon,
have been hit with strikes. I'm starting to think that maybe I'm going to have to delete all of my VODs and clips soon.
Oh, and I have a fucking scoop for you, bro. Hold on.
Seto Koiba and Naruden. Naruden received a strike for a game soundtrack, of all things, for the game that he was playing.
So I have a scoop, right?
Mm.
There's a man known as Jason Maestas, Maestas. It's kind of a hard name to pronounce, but he worked. Actually, no, he built Twitch support and left the company in 2019. And he has this to say about the Twitch DMCA system. Right?
Oh my god! Are you about to read out this fucking this tweet chain?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
The Twitch DMCA system was not built for Twitch. It's a Justin TV relic built to stop pirating live broadcasts. And they're still using that now without any adjustments made. It was built with the sole purpose of stopping a live stream, i.e. shutting a channel down immediately. Access was provided to media companies like Fox, which back then was like, if Fox struck you down, you were permabanned, because that means you were broadcasting, I don't know, fucking Family Guy or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like shit that you weren't supposed to broadcast. Right? Because this predates music on Twitch. This is like, don't rebroadcast TV shows and shit like that.
Right.
It was just like, the system was just a form that qualified parties who identified them to Justin TV/Twitch legal. And then they had to put in the text box on that form a URL to a VOD, and that got sent to Twitch and or Justin TV at the time. They automatically struck that down because not yours, not allowed to do that. In 2019, when Jason departed from the Twitch support team, no adjustments to the system had been made, even though Twitch had been in the music industry since 2015. 2015 is when music became more apparent on Twitch. Music streams were a thing on Twitch, like DJ sets and shit. That's also the year they implemented the automatic VOD muting.
Yeah.
And shit. Himself and others asked for updates to the system to be closer to what YouTube system is. Twitch were like, no, not happening. And why not? Doesn't make them enough money, so they don't care. The tools that Twitch have at their disposal right now to deal with the copyright music stuff are ancient relics that are no longer really able to deal with the problem at hand.
Yep.
They have had 6 years or 5 years, I guess, since 2015, to prepare for this because everyone knew it was coming. The head of Twitch support asked Twitch CEO, "Hey, we kind of
because everyone was looking over at YouTube
because we need to protect our creators." And man literally told him, "No, that doesn't make us enough money." And now here we are, and instead of fighting for their creators, they're just like, just mute in-game music, lol.
So you had a scoop. I've got another one. Same guy. As soon as I Google him, this is this thread, and you're gonna love this. Okay, it's quite long, so bear with me. Hypothetical. Say you built a business. Say it was for streaming video gameplay. The gaming industry doesn't take a harsh stance to people making content around video games, so your business grows and grows. And then you start to expand, and you try music. There's music in video games for sure. The Halo score is definitely copyright protected, and radios in GTA, Tony Hawk, etc. play copyright music. But music's Eye of Sauron doesn't really notice you. Maybe because you haven't tried to make any money directly related to music. You dip your toe in the hot tub that is music and broadcast a few festivals around 2015. And yeah, the water is definitely warm. Big Music says you have to make some changes, so you take a CYA approach, but for the business, not for your content creators. Why? Well, because the licensing money Big Music is asking is way more than you're ready to pay. And Big Music is multiple companies, the 5 families, if you will. You do the 5 times the math, and yeah, that dollar seems super yikes, especially when you're already not profitable. So you sort of put a pin in it. Then, idea. Video games are great, and music is great. So why not make a music video game? There are some karaoke mobile apps killing it, and you're looking to make some dollar. Guess who you have to talk to again? You've also been changing a lot of personnel, mostly because you're required, and you have to grow and be a global brand. Unfortunately for you, Big Music doesn't sleep, and really doesn't care about your growth problem. In fact, Music's Eye of Sauron is now 100% on you. You've now created a hostage situation. Who are the hostages? Your content creators. Big Music has had enough, and one of the families who knows how to turn up the heat steps forward and points their copyright cannon at you and starts firing. And they are relentless. Damage control time. What to do? You decide to tell your content creators it's basically their fault for ever playing music on stream, and they better start reading end-user license agreements and deleting all of their archived content. And your users are sad. They're getting suspended and losing money. They're quickly deleting up to 10 years of memories and hard work. You shed a quick tear and write sorry in a blog and call it a day, but you still don't have a licensing deal with Big Music. And you wake up, and it's today. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
I don't think anything about that was hypothetical, chat. I'll be real. Pretty sure that's exactly what the situation is. I don't know if it was hypothetical, guys. I'm not sure. Yeah. And when people are like, yo, we want to stream games, and they're like, just mute in-game music, lol. Like, bro, that fucking made me wretch. Like, it stings, right? Like, I've never been considering moving platforms, but if anything will push me to consider it, this is it. Knowing that whatever I do, this could be my last stream, because tomorrow I could be permabanned because I accidentally played some copyrighted stuff, right? Like, it's fucked. It's so fucked.
Like, you can't sum it up any better than...
And I know...
You decide to tell your content creators it's basically their fault for ever playing music.
Yeah.
And they better start reading end-user license agreements and deleting their content.
Like, and I know for a fact that if I get banned, and I put in a fucking... Like, I submit an appeal at Twitch and like, yo, listen, can I have my shit back? It's not gonna happen, is it?
No.
It's not gonna fucking happen, is it, chat? Because I don't make them enough money. So who the fuck gives a shit? Right?
If I switch, it'll
Twitch
be to YouTube.
Is... What?
If I switch, it'll be to YouTube.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
If I end up switching, it'll be to YouTube as well. Because I already got some shit going on there. Might as well just fucking... But I don't want to switch. I love Twitch.
No.
But it sucks to see the platform that you grew up on, essentially. And a platform that you love... be so self-destructive in such a way where they don't even realize how self-destructive they are, because they got they got their fucking shutters on and they're just like, it's not our fault, dude.
It's
wild.
I mean, fuck.
It's fucking wild.
It's a really shitty fucking situation, and something has to happen that's gonna make it better soon.
Is it bad to say that I don't think that'll happen?
Well,
I've given up hope, dude. I've given up hope.
Well, Twitch's responses so far have been throwing together a really shitty music streaming app with royalty-free music, and telling us to delete everything. And that's it. That's all that they've done.
Yeah, good job, Twitch. Really sticking up for your creators there and trying to think in solutions instead of just mute in-game music, lol.
The crazy thing is that, like, a lot of the video game industry, I mean, he started that thread saying, you know, the video game industry isn't... They're welcome to people streaming their games, right? That's the point. And I've talked about it on stream as well, saying,
like... Because it sells, like, you know, I watch you play a game, I'm like, oh, I want to play that, I buy a game.
And it's weird that same attitude is not even closely reflected in the big music industry at all.
That's because, same with TV, same with music, it's old media. It's been around for a while, and they're stuck in their ways, and they're never going to fucking change. They're never going to fucking change.
Yeah.
Video games are a very new media compared to those two in particular.
They're also,
and
like... I mean,
it shows.
The streaming was almost... It was built with video games in mind, right?
Yeah.
And that's sort of why... That's why streaming and video games goes hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, obviously, like, no one's going to care if I say, bro, you're not losing any money from me listening to One Dance in the background while I play Apex. Like, no one is losing money over that.
No.
But for some reason, it is just apparently in their interests to rain fucking hellfire on streaming platforms for shit like this.
Fucking Apex Andy playing Apex for his 10 viewers, playing a copyright song is gonna lose him millions of dollars. That's the attitude they have.
It's crazy. And like I even made the point, like, streaming a video game, you are streaming someone else's intellectual property. Like, when you buy a video game, you don't buy a license to stream it. You don't buy a license for other people to watch it. For the same reason that you can't rebroadcast TV shows, technically video games can be subject to the same thing. Video game publishers could strike everyone playing their games on stream.
Yeah, they could, but
because
they don't.
In theory,
because they know it sells their game.
Right, it helps. In theory, they might lose revenue from people who are going to watch the game and then not play it because they've watched it. But they don't do that because they're not fucking stupid. What's driving me insane is the video game music aspect of things, where apparently, I guess video game publishers don't own the rights to the music in their games in some cases. People are worried about CD Projekt Red, but I'm pretty confident that CD Projekt Red will be fine when...
Better read the end user license agreement, bro.
That when...
and if not, just
Cyberpunk comes out, music. No one's gonna get fucking
right,
copyright strikes for streaming Cyberpunk with the music on. But Jesus fucking Christ, it's a nightmare right now, and it's definitely like ramping up to a point where, like, it's getting to breaking point, you know?
Yeah, no, this is... If this keeps up, and Twitch doesn't do something to defend their creators for once, instead of thinking about Jeff Bezos' wallet, Twitch is not going to be a thing anymore in 10 years.
Is that all of these business decisions seem to be so short-sighted. Yeah.
Like this, Twitch as a company is not going to exist 10 years from now if this is the way they keep up.
Like, I was thinking, right? Imagine I reached out, if I was bigger, right? A bigger streamer, and I reached out to a bunch of other big streamers and was like, let's strike? Because think how much money Twitch would lose if a lot of their big streamers just didn't stream for a week, right? Like, think about that. Imagine having a union of streamers that we could just... Everyone would stop streaming and just see how much money Twitch bleeds.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to.
They
didn't want to license.
On this, like, if the top 5% do it, that's when a strike like that works, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Of streamers.
Exactly.
But like a few months ago, when everyone was like, "Oh, wait, we're not gonna stream because ads are stupid," and the only people that didn't stream were like streamers that had like 10 concurrent viewers. Like, that's not gonna fucking matter a fucking thing. But when it's the top dogs of Twitch that decide to go on a strike, that's when Twitch feels it, and I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah. But for now, we just gotta see where it goes. I mean, as it is, we have a lot of angry old men yelling at clouds, and like we still just gonna keep on going because right now it's really all we can do. Just hope we don't get banned and.
Just know, chat,
keep trying to
sub to the
follow our
YouTube
dreams.
because if I ever get banned and I don't get my shit back, catch me streaming there from now on, boys.
Yeah.
Sub to the YouTube.
Great note
So
to finish
shit.
on, but it is 8:30.
Yeah. It do be.
So
I think,
on that note, on that note of doom and gloom in the Twitch fucking universe.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for watching, everybody.
Thank you for watching. This has been Passes Up podcast of this week. Hope you all enjoyed. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Check us out on Twitch, both of us. It'll all be in the description. Just click those links, follow, and all that shit. If you're here in Twitch chat, go check out the YouTube. Check out the Pass Assault YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Join our Discords. Check out the Level Select community at !LS. A community that me and Duke both are founders of, and we had a good meeting last night, and a lot of things in the pipeline for next year. Yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.